So because this video ended up being kind of a mess by itself, I think I'm going to structure it into 3 parts. Part number 1 being me explaining a change that I want to make in the next generation. And oh boy, did it take me a long time to properly form words on what I wanted to say. Then part 2 is going to be us finishing this generation, and part 3 is going to be us looking at the pups. These are all going to be in the same video. Just first we'll have the discussion, then we'll have all of this, and then the pups. And the discussion actually took place alongside the gameplay section, which is why I'm pointing this out in the first place. So it's going to be a little bit out of order, but that way it's going to be a lot more digestible. Alright, I kept trying to say what I was thinking. I kept messing up, but you know, it's attempt number 3, so yeah. So if you saw some clips where I wasn't talking, it's because I removed my commentary because it was dumb. But yeah, we're still kind of learning about how we're going to do things in this series, and I was going to just do these life quests, but I feel like it's less that they interfered with the story and more that they interfered with my brain, because I to myself kept thinking that I wasn't doing like with Starlight. I kept thinking that I wasn't putting enough effort into the life quest and I was failing my audience. And then with Evening, I kept thinking that Sky's life quest of traveling constantly may have made for a pretty jarring story that didn't flow together quite as well. And yeah, so I kept stressing out about these because I think I made them a little bit too big and kind of wrong way for me. So I think what we're going to do for generations to come, and I could still further adjust things if I end up not liking it, but what I think we're going to do for generations to come is we're going to do like a condition for a wolf, and this is just something that has to do with either some sort of physical trait that's special to them, or just like the way they go about things, some sort of preference they have. And that would kind of fall into the category of, you know, things like Evening having his thing with wanting to nest at places where then at places that eagles can't get to, or for Willow, hers is going to be that she wants to have Mr. Dino around. She wants to like always have it either at the den, or if she's traveling she has to bring it with her because it's like her comfort item. Things like that. And then we're going to have life goals, and these are going to be, well, goals, and it's not going to be, I'm not going to be punishing myself so harshly for them anymore, because like I said, it just makes me upset. And another thing I've kind of noticed with my goals, with how things got messed up, is that, you know, all those things happen and the wolves' mindset changes and they might not care about the same goals anymore, but they still basically have to have the same life quests, otherwise things are just going to be bad. And it just felt wrong, and it felt like a little stiff and limiting, and it got in the way of the story, of my enjoyment, make things kind of unnatural. So instead we're going to do more smaller goals, but go about them a little differently. So for instance, Willow's initial goal, the one she goes into adulthood with, is going to be, we'll say that for whatever reason, she ended up parting with Mr. Dino and she wants him back. So her first goal, while she's going into adulthood, is going to be to find Mr. Dino and bring him to, like, whatever den she finds. And, well, I don't see how she could fail that goal. If she had a goal that she could fail, then if she failed it, then whatever new goal she has would have to be on the same difficulty level as her original goal. It can be harder, and the way it works is the harder the goal, the more like useful it is to complete it, because the bigger the goal gets, the bigger the reward. Like, for instance, if you get through all of your goals, that you could have, like, this is what I want to do when I become an adult, this is what I want in regards to, like, my meat, this is what I want for my territory and den, and stuff like that. And then eventually you get to, like, this is what I want for my pup's futures. And if you fulfill all of those goals and get to that one, then yeah, so if you complete all of those goals and get to that one as big as that, then if you complete that, if, for instance, if your thing has to do with, like, teaching your pups about the cattle ranch or something, if you complete that, like, maybe you have a goal to, like, lead them to the cattle ranch and successfully kill a calf in front of them and escape with them. Something insanely dangerous, but if you were to complete it, then we could say that those pups became, like, absolute masters at escaping those sort of situations, and then maybe their generation, or their playthrough specifically, would be given the opportunity to go, and if they die at the cattle ranch, they would always be allowed to reload, because they're good at avoiding those situations. But as I said, it would be a very, very high risk, high reward situation. So yeah, so that would why it would be important to complete little life quests first, because that's the only way you're going to find stable enough footing to have those bigger ones. And I think that's going to work really, really well for our story compared to what we've been doing already. And that's not to say I hate the way the stories turned out for Evening and Starlight. I like it quite a bit, but there's always this kind of bad taste. So, and I think not only are we going to get rid of that bad taste, but we're also going to replace it with something that's going to give us a good taste. And, yeah. Yeah, and so that way their goals would be a bit more like, if a wolf suddenly sees a beaver and decides, oh, I want to catch one of those, then that could become their life goal, but it wouldn't be like the total goal of their entire life, just their goal for that exact moment. Alright, final episode. Are the puppies feeling rested? They are. Okay. I'm going to call them out. We're going to do a little bit of rallying so that they're more easily follow us. We're going to go over to the hunting site. Probably get a bit more food so that we feel secure. And also mark some spots because we really need to. And then we'll level, then we'll age them up and see what our babies look like. hope that's how you spell that word, but yeah, because this is like an extra episode, right? I don't even think I can. Well, no, I have. No, nope, I can't. Alright, me and Timber are going to go find that calf, eat it, and then also mark territory. I'm actually not seeing Floppy at all. Oh, there she is. Hi, buddy. So I should have probably been sniffing around this whole time. Are there any calves in this herd? Because if there aren't, then I don't think we're gonna be able to catch anything. Let's see, are there? I'm going to follow this herd and see if I can find food or not. If not, then me and you guys are going to meet back at our rendezvous site, and we'll just sleep and go again. Definitely was a good idea to go back, because these little guys are already trying to leave the den again. Not the den, the grass. Timber's actually going out to get food. Let's see, right now he's at 71%, so let's see if he manages to actually get food. Though I am going to join him in a second, but I also need to finish marking some more territory, so we might end up going in separate directions. We're gonna catch the bunny as well, because we need some extra food. Alright, so at least when we get more food, it's gonna be enough to feed the pups, because 76% is pretty much as low as it gets, or as high as it gets with you being unable to feed the pups. And we are going to do our best to find some food, because like I said, otherwise it's just not gonna feel very secure to leave them, is it? What's that? Is it another bunny? Ooh, nice. I'm glad that we're at least getting all these bunnies that we can feed our children with. Did he get any more food? He did. Wow, good job, Timber. Timber's actually doing better than me at getting food. I really doubt I'm gonna be able to get this guy on my own, but doesn't mean it's not worth a try. But yeah, no, I'm not getting him. So maybe Starlight is gonna tell them about that, and then maybe Orion's first initial challenge then would be to catch a beaver, just because that seemed like something fun and challenging to do. Another bunny! And Timber has actually filled himself up completely. Wow, what a good boy. I guess he wants to make up for, you know, the incidents. Several incidents. It's okay, Timber. Oh, I was just about to say that I wish Timber would mark territory, and he actually just did. Wow. I guess he wants this to have a proper conclusion as much as I do. I appreciate it. Puppies! Hopefully your dad will come home in a second, and we are going to spend our final little bit of time together as a family. Okay, I think he's going to mark that and then come back. How heavy have they actually got? Oh. Let's do a little howl. And I will feed you guys some more because you're hungry. Real proud of you three. What's that? Is that another bunny? I mean, seriously? Anyways, I would certainly like for Simba to be here when we end this, so let us call him over. Take one last look at our puppers. There's Orion, there's Stella, there's Willow. We can take a look at our territory, see that it is great, it is very well defended, everything is nice. We did not successfully do our quests, so we will be having to play on accurate, but things are going to change in the way that quests are, so it's not going to be like that anymore. I think a wolf that does as well as Starlight in the future is not going to have such an issue. Actually, will I have it be inaccurate? Maybe you won't. But yeah. As soon as Timber shows up, we're gonna have a nice little family moment, and then we can finally see them all grown up. Timber. Life is good. Alright, so this is our girl Nova, and she was not very strong, but she had some speed and health. And our boy Shadow, who had some strength but less speed. Then we have Timber, who is apparently just evened out in stats. And we have Starlight, who had a lot of health but not a lot of stamina or speed. So then we have Oak, our poor little adorable Oak, who had less stamina but more health. And we also have Alder, who had extra strength but less stamina. And now we have Orion, who is very slow but also has a lot of health. We have Stella, who has less stamina but more speed. So she runs quick but not for a long time. And then we have Willow, who has horrible stats. On one hand, I'm tempted to go with her. On the other hand, I think I already gave negative stats to, well, they weren't that negative, were they? Hold on, let me check comment for a second. Oh, that's comment. Yeah, she just had -2, so... maybe we'll give Comet worse stats, because I think she actually wasn't much worse around, if I remember correctly. And we'll just... maybe we could have a playthrough with 2 runs. That would be fun. Not a lot of strength. And... let's... yeah, let's maybe do that. Now, back to Aunt Starlight. And we are going to grow these guys up. Should we make them iron wolves? At this point, I think sure. Ryan, Stella, and Willow. Ah, look at her. So this is Willow. Let's get a face shot as well. And yes, I know she's black, but what specific coat is that? It's not showing any of them, so does she have a combination coat? Not sure. Let's listen to her howls. I know that's not very loud, I made it a little too quiet. Alright, makes sense. These are her stats. And Willow, her condition is Mr. Dino has to be at the den at all times and carried when traveling. Wait, traveling is just spelled like that. At the den / site at all times. And her life goal 1 is recover Mr. Dino. Recover Mr. Dino and bring him to the first den. Just the first den. So this is her, and I'm not seeing any sort of wound on her. Search for city. There we go. Oh, look at them! Oh my goodness. So this is Orion, who... oh, yeah, I bet that's from all those bears and cougars, right? Has to be. He has the Life is Rough coat. Genetically gray, apparently. Poor thing. Seriously, look how roughed up he is. That makes sense for him. That does too. We already saw his stats. Condition. That's a difficult one, but if we do life goal 1 first. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just make it to catch a beaver. That's like... Orion's kind of a goofy wolf, so I think that works. And as for his condition... how about... because you remember what happened to his siblings. So that's gonna be him. And then I already see how beautiful she looks, but let's take a look at our girl Stella. So beautiful. And it's this coat. Her howls are... Alright, her condition will be... something to do with stranger wolves, probably, but I'll think about maybe not. Maybe it would have to do with something else, but let me think. But life goal 1 is the vein. I can't spell. That is her first life goal. So much more dramatic than the goals of her siblings, but it fits with her. As for her condition, though, how about just... So this will just mean that she always wants to have a certain level of buffer between her and other packs, especially when she has puppies. And yeah, these are BBs. We have 1, 2, and 3. And you can pick whichever one of them you would like to follow. And yeah, I will see you later.